Okay, so something very interesting that I learned recently regarding Abraham, Yitzchak, and his son Esau, and his other son Yaakov. So we all know the story when Yaakov bought the firstborn right from Esau. And Esau came back from the field. Esau was a Rasha at this time, acting like a Rasha. And Yaakov saw the opportunity to buy the first right, the firstborn right. As we all know, Esau and Yaakov are twin brothers, but Esau was born first, came out first of the womb, and Yaakov came out second, holding his heel. So by law, Esau was supposed to be the firstborn. But around age 12, 13, Esau started acting in a very evil way. Up until age 12, 13, Esau and Yaakov were indistinguishable. They were the same. They looked the same, and they acted the same, especially, more importantly. But around age 12, 13, around Bar Mitzvah age, Esau really took a turn for evil. Whereas Yaakov kept his ways of a righteous man. And so we learn in the Torah that Yaakov buys the firstborn right from Esau for a bowl of soup. Esau comes back from the field, he's hungry. Yaakov is cooking soup, and Esau tells him literally, "Can I have some of that red stuff?" The soup looked red. Maybe there was tomatoes in it, who knows? But he describes it by its color. Can I have some of that red stuff? Red, Adam in Hebrew, red, is the color of Esau. Esau is called Edom, which is very similar to Adam. His color is red, which is the color of blood, which refers to murder, killing, destructions, blood in general. So he sells the firstborn right, but the question is, what gave Yaakov the chutzpah to sell the firstborn right? To buy the firstborn right, from Esau, and to convince him to buy his firstborn right. There's a lot of deep knowledge about this, and one very interesting thing that I learned is it relates to Abraham. If you look at Abraham's life, he had the perfect life. He served Hashem in some of the most perfect ways. He had no recorded sin in the Torah. And if you compare him to Moshe Rabbeinu, who was the greatest prophet, the number one prophet of the Jewish people, he actually had one sin. We're gonna talk about it. We're gonna read about it in next week's parasha, Chukat, where Hashem tells him to speak to the rock, and instead he hits the rock in order to get water from the rock. And his punishment is that he will never be able to enter the land of Israel alive. He will die before he enters the land of Israel. So Abraham had no such sin recorded. Abraham lived a perfect life, and as a matter of fact, Hashem tells Abraham, "You will die a happy man. You will die knowing that your descendants is righteous. You will not have any sorrow, any worries. You will just die a happy man." Moshe Rabbeinu, he died, but he was never able to accomplish his dream, which was to enter the land of Israel. Hashem says, "No. You will see the land of Israel, and then you will die. You will see it from a mountaintop, Mount Nebo." The Moshe Rabbeinu climbed Mount Nebo, looked at the land of Israel, then expired. He died, and he was buried. So Abraham had no such tribulation. He died a happy man, because Hashem promised him he will die a happy man. Now, there's one other thing. Abraham, what age was Abraham when he died? He was 175 years old. What age was Yitzchak when he died? It was his son. He was 180 years old. So why did Abraham die 5 years earlier than Yitzchak? Does that make any sense? As a matter of fact, Abraham was meant to die at 180 years old. He was meant to live to 180. But he did not. He died 5 years earlier. Why? So that's where we connect the dots between when Abraham died, and the story of Yaakov and him purchasing the firstborn rights from Esau the Rasha. When Abraham turned 175 years old, is around the time that Esau, his great-grandson, started becoming evil and started acting in evil ways, such as killing and raping and committing all kind of sins. But Hashem told Abraham, "You will die a happy man. You will not see any evil. You will die in peace." But then suddenly Esau, who was supposed to be he was the firstborn. He was supposed to be the patriarch. That was his destiny, but he chose otherwise. He chose to be a Rasha. He started to act in a very evil way. So Hashem has to take out Abraham earlier. Cannot let Abraham live and see Esau act in such evil ways. Cannot. It will make him sad. It will make him extremely. It will give him extreme sorrow. Cannot happen. So Hashem takes out Abraham, gives him the kiss, the heavenly kiss, takes him to Gan Eden 5 years before he's supposed to go. Now Yaakov, who's at the time is already a big tzaddik, understands that. He understands that Abraham, his grandfather, died earlier than he's supposed to. So he understands that Esau is responsible for the premature death of Abraham Avinu. And then he understands that Abraham was supposed to die at 180. He died at 175. And because of Esau, the world was deprived from 5 years of Abraham's chesed, Abraham's tikkun olam. You need to understand, Abraham wasn't just the patriarch of the Jewish people. He was the master of tikkun olam. He was perfecting the world. Every day that he was alive brought more perfection, more beauty, more chesed, more perfection to the world. He was the embodiment of tikkun olam. He was a prince. He was the father of the world, if you will. Not the father of the world. I don't like this word. Maybe it's not so proper. But he was an example for the world. He was really not just for the Jewish people, because he fathered Ishmael. He fathered Yitzchak. He grandfathered Esau. The 3 big religions that we have today, the majority of the world, comes from Abraham. So he was such an example of chesed and kindness and perfection that Esau, being able to deny the world 5 years of Abraham Avinu, was a testament of the power of Esau. How can you have the power to deny the world 5 extra years of Abraham Avinu? And Yaakov understood that. And so he understood that Esau had tremendous power because he was the firstborn of Yitzchak. And he used this power in an evil way. And so he understood that Esau could no longer carry the firstborn title. It was a matter of life or death for humanity at this point. It wasn't just for the Jewish people. And so Yaakov felt a duty bound to acquire this firstborn right for the sake of humankind, for the sake of the world. And so that's one of the reasons why Yaakov, when he saw the opportunity, when Esau came from the field, he was hungry, he wanted some of that red soup, he managed to sell the red soup in exchange for the firstborn right. That's the reason why. And so it's important to understand that that's all from the oral Torah. That's not in the actual written Torah. But a lot of people don't know that. But there is a very, very valid reason why. Shavua Tov.